Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Teach Better Today morning show, where we are able to join you live every single morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so much good in store, including what I just got to do right before we clicked the, live stream button. I'm so excited to share with you my terrible morning. But hey, on a positive note, I only believe that you have one hiccup a day, and I just took care of yours for you. So congratulations. You have a great day ahead. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. We are live for our Teach Better Today morning show, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and also coming out every single morning as an episode of Teach Better Talk podcast. Thank you to everybody who has gone over to our podcast spots and you've subscribed to Teach Better Talk. You followed the Teach Better team on YouTube. I don't even really use YouTube, but still go over there and subscribe. Katie, do you like to catch the show on Facebook? I feel like I catch it on Facebook, but I also do like that it uploads now automatically as a podcast.
If I'm catching something that's live being pushed out, I'll go to Facebook because I get the notifications and I can see it.
Oh yeah, turn your notifications on.
Yes. But if I'm looking for something we've recorded previously, I will go to YouTube because I feel like it's easier to find it.
Ooh, good. And if I'm in the car or not watching it, I go podcast.
Oh yeah. If I won't be able to see the screen, then yes.
Mm-hmm. See, so many good things.
Yes.
Okay. So kind of a hot mess express. Right as we got started getting this show kicking off, my sorry for the graphics, my dog vomited all over the room, everywhere, from one end of the room to the other successfully. So I think this is the greatest time ever to talk about ridiculous things that happen throughout your day and laughing at them, and maybe even talking about a funny injury you've gotten in the classroom that you were mistakes
were made. Because
you've seen so many educators risking their lives to hang a banner that they're setting up the classroom, and I was like, oh, does anyone have a good ridiculous story of something outrageous that's happened or a really ridiculous injury that's happened?
Can I share one that I observed?
Ones that you observed. It wasn't you that had this happen.
Not that I'm a pretty klutzy person, so it's hard to remember one. They don't stand out in my mind.
Fair.
But I worked on a team. I know I've talked about it before, but we do this giant Halloween bash. Ray, I know you witnessed this, but part of what our team is runs is a haunted house. So we take a music classroom, take all the chairs out. Shout out to Krista Bettings, who gets rid of all that for us. Was our music teacher. And we build it inside this room.
Sure.
So it's usually kind of a mad dash because students get dismissed and we have about 2 hours to completely build it before the dance, this dance Halloween party starts. And we were we have these giant ladders because we have to hang curtains from the ceiling. And the science teacher that I worked it with at the time, she moved the ladder and there's 4 of us standing around helping her. Well, none of us remembered that we had left scissors at the top of the stair.
Oh no.
And they literally fell and hit her in the head. And then, it was a case of we just saw them fall and we're oh, we kept moving. And she's you guys, and we look over and she's literally dripping blood everywhere.
No. Oh my God.
And so this happened probably 4 or 5 years ago, but then literally every time we set up the Halloween dance since, it was are there scissors up there? Check the scissors. Because she was fine. She did not need stitches, but she was definitely she's I'm done setting up for a little bit. I'm going to go get a glass of water and a Band-Aid.
Ew. Okay. So then does she keep the blood because it's a Halloween dance? Because it's just...
I don't even remember because we usually would be in costume. And so I don't remember if that was the year we were dressed as doctors because then it made sense or what. But it was one of those moments where you're okay, you're fine. So now I can laugh hysterically.
Oh my God. But that could have been so bad.
Right. I mean, we're talking 10-foot ladders. Like they're literally these giant ladders.
Okay, so I had also a head injury I was going to describe, but also not like serious. Like, thank God she's okay. I was really fine too, but okay, literally not maybe 2 days ago, I was sitting on the floor in the kids' playroom. We like just redid it. We were like sitting there hanging out, and we're playing with the dogs. My biggest dog, Alfred, who also just threw up, by the way, all over our room, like literally headbutted me. Like completely just like he was super excited. He like wailed his head. It hit me in my eyebrow, like on my, that bone, like right where your eyebrow is, and somehow cut it. And so I have this like cut like here, and it was bruised. And like now the bruise, it's totally fine. But now the bruise has like settled in my, it looks like
eye socket.
Yeah, it looks like I'm wearing like eyeshadow. And I literally was thinking, I'm like, thank God I'm not going to like a school building necessarily today, because I need like at least a day or two where people are going to think like someone punched me in the face.
And like it's like a funny situation, but not a good enough story to like tell people. Like it's not like you're like, hey, don't mind the black eye, my dog headbutted me, because that's just like people would be like,
no, you got to say like, oh, I was in a ninja fight. You should see the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to have something more intense. I mean, yeah, like we've all had our fair share of like those moments where you're like, this is super embarrassing. And when I stand up, I want people to be laughing. Like, at least that's how I am. Like, don't feel bad for me. Just immediately start laughing. And I'll let you know if I'm really injured. Like a couple years ago in the classroom, you had given me a chair from your classroom that leaned really far back. Do you remember that chair?
Oh my God, yes. It was a great chair. Yes. My dad is a furniture manufacturer. So it was like from his stash of like cool desk chairs, and it leaned really far back, but then there was no give. Like if you went too far back, it just like came out from under you very quickly.
Yes. And I am really good at talking smack to students. We taught middle school, so it was natural. And literally like I'm like spewing off, like I was like bantering with a student, and I like went to be all this like cool sly teacher, and I like leaned back and literally like fell backwards, but I hit a shelf, like kind of like this shelf, but it was filled with clipboards. And so I like my arm hit the clipboards and they went flying, but all the kids thought it was my head. And so they like ran and got a teacher, and everyone was freaking out. And I was literally laughing so hard on the ground, I could not get back up. But it was one of those moments where I was like, this is what I get for like talking smack to a student and thinking I'm cool. But like
literally moments. But you like these are all make sense, because as teachers, we do goofy things. We're trying to be responsible constantly. But you also like stand on tables and sit on desks. Or like how many of us have sat on like the desk that doesn't have the even four legs? So the moment you sit on it, it leans forward. Like you have to catch yourself. Like it's just, I feel like this is just a part of being in a school. It's like
or you're hanging something up and you're like, I could call the custodian and get a ladder and like do this the right way. Or I could stand on this like stool that has wheels on it and just like hope for the best.
Do not stand on anything with wheels. This is just a, what is that? PSA? Public service announcement. Please be safe. We are not condoning teacher injuries, but if you have a funny one, you should definitely throw them in the chat.
Yes, because it's just at this point, like assuming everyone's okay, assuming there's no like big injury.
Yeah, if you got seriously injured, we don't want to hear the story. Only if you were like, oh, I fell and I looked around and I was like, I hope no one saw.
Or you had a class full of kids that did see it, because at that point, the only thing you can do is laugh, because you're like, well, that was super embarrassing.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think. There's been so many times where I've like opened a cabinet trying to get something really quick in the middle of a lesson, and just like everything falls out on top of you. Yeah, you gotta love it. Anyway, so we'd love to hear your ridiculous like moments, your ridiculous teacher injuries. I don't know. I feel like
embarrassing moments. Just like no one has to actually have been hurt at all.
No, yeah, I like embarrassing moments. I'm still kind of scarred by your scissor story. I felt like that was a little too intense. Versus like my dog smacking me in the face was like funny. The scissors, like I still am a little like cringy over. So like I would like to cut that out of this live stream if we could, but we won't. So yeah, just saying.
Let's get into teacher talk. Let's talk about something not so cringy.
Okay, fine. So this is like where the value is going to come. So no more injury talk, no more blood, no more broken fingers, or like, oh my God, I didn't even think about Carrie from the Teach Better team. Oh man, we have to talk about this. Hold on. Guys, Carrie Pitstick, who runs our blog, is the master of the topic we were just talking about. Ridiculous injuries. Like, shout out to Carrie, and then we'll transition, but shout out to Carrie, who went to a track meet, walked down a hill, and broke her foot in like 12 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she didn't break her foot. She shattered her foot.
She shattered her foot walking down a hill in a track meet in like gym shoes, normal clothing, just heading to a track meet. Terrible. Everyone be safe today. We'll welcome back to Teach Better Today morning show, where we get to hopefully start your morning with you Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Do not forget to subscribe to wherever you follow the Teach Better team to make sure you don't miss a show. You also could just subscribe to our podcast and you could listen every morning on your way to work. We are getting into some discussion, some team talk here. And I just want to make fun of Katie one more time because we have a sheet that like kind of helps us remember to like actually talk about specific things so that we can try and be organized. And she wrote down as the notes, teacher walkout, which by the way, sounds very aggressive. Like we're about to talk about teachers like holding up their arms, being like, I'm out of here and bursting out of school.
Okay. In my defense, when I was writing all these notes, Ray was just spewing random ideas. Like, this is why Ray and I work very well together, is that she'll randomly send me a message and it's just like a few words. And I every time know she's just sending it to me because she doesn't remember, like she just needs to keep track of that note in the moment.
Yeah.
And she'll come back. So then today it was like, oh, all these messages you've been sending me over the last few days are all random topics. So I was typing them in quickly. And yes, I might have forgotten to put teacher walkout song.
Yes, song would be important. Hold on, I'm looking when I sent this to you. I don't know when it was.
It was like a random afternoon or evening. It was like teacher walkout song. And I just responded random thoughts from Ray Hewart.
Yes, exactly. But oh yeah, teacher walkout song. It was on Sunday at 11:38 p.m.
And the thing is, at this point, I don't even question it anymore. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I got you, random teacher walkout song.
Okay.
To be clear, we're not saying teachers are walking out.
That's like, not what we want.
They're walking and there's a song and it's typically positive, right? This is where you're going with this random thought.
Yes, but I also wasn't picturing walking out of school. I was picturing them walking out of their house and heading to school. So like it's all jumbled. So here's the deal, friends. We wanted to talk a little bit about, again, ways to keep your mojo up. Like you've been getting up for the last few days or weeks, like heading into the school year. I feel like even if you're in your first week or if you're in your fourth week at this point, there's like a lull, there's a drag in the morning. Like I want us to get into our routine, but I feel like we're not yet there. We're not yet in that like finalized routine in the morning. And this is always where I find myself like sneaking out of the house after I got dressed in the dark and like forgetting to like put on socks. Like I'm like a hot mess. And I wanted to find a way to like set the tone for a good day. Hopefully you guys are listening to the show, but if you need a little bit more of a boost outside of just, this craziness, I really lean on music a lot. I thought that we've talked about music in the classroom and I love that. I wonder though, if there's a way for us to like intentionally amp ourselves up getting ready for the day. Like I love either starting my day blasting music when I'm taking a shower or blasting music when I'm just getting started in my classroom. I feel like we need to commit this year to a pump up song.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I would call it. It would be like, what's your morning pump up song?
Yes.
And not like, okay, let's speak to the people who have like children in the car and they have to like drop off first, wherever they're dropping children off. But like, is there a song that when you have the car to yourself that
Yeah.
you like blast it and either you belt out or you like have a one person dance party? Like, what is that song? Drop it in the comments. I feel like mine changes over time. Like I'll
That's
have a song that
okay.
I listen to for a while and then it's like I kind of get burned out or I like start to sing better than they do. So then I have to change it up. But like what is a song that is your go-to of like, I'm gonna get jazzed for the day? Do you have something that comes to mind?
I think mine changes over time too because I'm somebody who like listens to a song and then will only play that song and
Yeah.
play it on repeat to the death. And then I'm like, okay, now I can't listen to this for months and months. But
Right.
so I just hung a TV in our in our bedroom. And when I say I hung the TV, I mean that I sat eating like bonbons and I watched Matt hang the TV.
Right. You
But
pointed and you directed.
yeah, like I told him when it wasn't level and he needed to redo it.
Right.
So, but okay, this is kind of a side topic, but does your TV have a screensaver?
Yeah, like it
Why
depends on
does
what modes it's in, but yes.
like I feel like that's unnecessary. Like the TV's either on because you're watching it or off because you're not watching it. But this was like asking what screensaver setting we wanted as we set it up, and I was like, that's weird. This isn't a like computer. Like that's what
Right.
I anyway. One of the screensavers was like music to boost your mood, and it turned on Taylor Swift.
Oh no.
I know you don't like Taylor Swift. I am not like an anti-Taylor. I think she's great, whatever. But that wouldn't be the pump up song I would choose.
No.
I think I would go like 60s or like Motown music. Like I would go super old school, like Build Me Up Buttercup would be something. I know like I'm just naming random songs, but like that to me always makes me laugh and giggle and want to sing along. I don't think I would go with something modern, at least not like today. I don't know. What would you pick?
Sometimes when I'm needing a new song, like I have burned out whatever song it was, I will go to like Spotify or Pandora and I
Mm.
will look up a running playlist because they're
Oh,
often high, like they're faster beats because they're intended for people who are on runs. And so that's sometimes where I will start because it's like immediate, like fast paced music. But yeah, I don't know that I have one that's like, I don't know. And
okay. I will
honestly,
say I do Amazon Music and instrumental chill, but I need a pump up song. Like to me, like there's so many. I listen to music constantly all day long.
right,
I'm just
right.
trying to think of like what's the pump up? What's the one that's like sing along, jump up and down? Okay, I'm gonna go
Oh,
with
okay.
this. Have you like danced to the music, Sly and the Family Stone? So good. I'm pulling all my Motown here. Hold on.
Wait, I just figured it out. This was my go-to song in my classroom whenever like we had a passing period or to start first hour every day. And anytime I'm in the car and I need just like to get jazzed about life,
Yeah, I'm
it
pulling up my
was
school playlist.
Whitney Houston's um Higher Love or Wanna Dance with Somebody.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mhm. Every time.
Okay. Also, okay, this is so lame, but Megan Trainor Better When I'm Dancing was the one that I blasted in the morning with kids. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so boppy. It's from the Peanuts movie.
Mhm.
It's literally like the most, like, I could, oh my God, it's so funny, so boppy. Trying to think. I pulled up my school soundtrack because that's where I should have gone and not to my Motown soundtrack. Um,
But this is
okay.
also we've talked about it, but like, is there an opportunity for you? I know we've talked about it on Admin Mastermind, we talked about it with other educators, we've done it here on like our live space, but is there an opportunity for you to ask either your students or your staff for like to build like a bank of songs that gets them excited? And obviously there's, we can do lots of things of like keeping it school appropriate and all that, but is there some way that you can fold in fun music into your school culture or into your classroom culture? We worked for a principal who loved on Fridays to walk around with like a Bluetooth, speaker and just literally walk through the halls during passing period with music. And it's like, even if you don't love the music that particular song is, you can't help but kind of like, get a little excited just because it's something different. It beats the mundane, like talking or yelling or, whatever is like typical school mode. So is there some way that you can kind of take this pump up idea into your classroom? So I challenge you to kind of think through that. Like, what could you do to pump your students up or your staff?
Or yourself. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like, I feel like talking about music, we could talk about students the whole way through, but is there a song that before you get out of your car, as you head into your classroom, when it's really early and you haven't had enough coffee yet and you're trying to get going and maybe you're running late, that you put that on and you're like, I can take this on. Like I am ready for the day. I think that would be really good. So I'm excited to see everyone's like thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna commit to mine. I think I'm going with like the Peanuts movie or Trolls or like Zootopia.
Good one. Mm-hmm.
And Zootopia, they have like great soundtracks. I think I'm gonna go that vibe. Like Shakira was in. What didn't Shakira do? Zootopia. She had like a really good song in that. Yeah. I know they're kid songs. I don't care. They get me going.
Right. It's just a matter of whatever pumps you up. I mean, it can be like some heavy metal, like screaming. Go for it. I mean, I would be mindful of the lyrics if you're doing it around,
Oh, this is just for yourself. It's popping the headphones.
Then make sure you stay in your car. Like you can't be blasting that as you walk into the school. But you do.
If anybody's doing death metal, I really hope you put it in the comments so we can see. That'd be great.
Please.
All right, friends, we will see you tomorrow for our Teach Better Today morning show. Please make sure to continue to make this a part of your week. And don't forget, if you see anybody that you are interacting with on a daily basis that is maybe down and needing some strategies, please share any value that you've been able to gather here with the people around you so we can all be better each and every day. And maybe you can also get them to subscribe to the show and become a Teach Better family member. So we will see you super soon. Have a wonderful day, friends. See you later. Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.